Ron once famously said that he doesn't sculpt life-size figures because they're kind of boring, they're everywhere. What he does instead is he miniaturises tiny works that are intimate and that focus our attention. And then, on the other hand, he often makes gigantic figures that seem almost like geographies of the human form, where we're miniaturised when we stand in front of them. Ron Mueck is an exceptional and in many respects very traditional sculptor. He really thinks through the making. He thinks with his hands. The process often starts with sort of mapping out with little clay models in order to sort of sketch out what a figure might become. From there, he'll build various scales of maquettes, little models, and then he'll often draw up those figures on brown paper on the studio wall and determine what the right scale for those figures is. More recently, we're seeing with works like Havoc, they're so large scale and he needs to make so much adjustment to these dynamic groups of figures that he's been working back into the computer. He's using a CNC router to produce the models in polyurethane resin, but he then goes back over them and carves them by hand. He's determining how much realistic detail to bring into these works. But essentially he sees the computer just as he always did the clay. It's still just something he needs to model. Havoc is a brand new work for Ron. He actually created it for us to show in Sydney. He's moved very much away from the hyperreal surface into something that's much more about gesture, about posture, and is testing out the limits of how much reality is needed for us to still have an emotional connection, a response, a reaction that gives us goosebumps. It's a very confronting work to stand inside of. We're right at the brink of something about to explode. It's almost palpable when you're in the space. It's violent, it's tense. How could we not interpret that, especially from such a sensitive thinker as Ron is, to be a reflection on our contemporary world and our place within it? Ron offers us a rare opportunity to come and spend time with objects that have presence, that we must walk around and experience not just with our eyes, but our bodies in space. What Ron is so concerned with is to look deeply at our humanity, at our relationships with one another, whether that's between two figures in a sculpture or between us as the viewer and the figures in front of us. So we've tried to pace the show so that we're opening up these questions, giving a lot of room for people to explore and to have a genuine encounter that feels almost like one would have with a real human being.